game.
Okay, black.
Fanatics turn to
I gotta stick with the Germans. We don't have a lot in this competition, only 2.
They have more than us.
Yeah, well...
More than the Brits.
That is not that hard though. Like in esports at least, this is not that
It's
hard.
the only Brits that ever get to the finals are the commentators and the host.
Bisa.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of stuff about him.
Bisa playing the carry.
Yeah, no, he's coming. Don't worry, we're getting there.
I mean, I learned a lot from him in pub games, you know. But yeah, I gotta stick with the Germans. Like, I've put them first in my predictions as well, and they're the Germans. So.
Alright, 3 out of 3 for Liquid. I wonder if we have the community vote or not. I think we're probably going to head into the draft right now, but we'll figure that out as we go through. Maybe we'll have a look at that in between the first and the second game, because we are underway in the draft with the first 3 bans. Nothing too surprising so far either.
Just look at the bans again. This proves what we were talking about before, where Liquid bans very differently depending on their opponents.
Yeah.
And Fnatic has been using a lot of slot recently, and they've gained a lot of success with the hero.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good point, isn't it? They are one of those teams that do ban out the team rather than the meta.
Yeah.
Oh, Earth Spirit?
Are they baiting them?
Well,
Why would you give Jarex this hero, man?
They didn't even first
I
pick
don't
the
think
hero.
they're that worried about it, are they?
Yeah, they didn't.
They didn't first pick the hero.
No, they didn't.
In the previous series, they got it at what, second place?
Yeah.
They got it at the
Yeah.
second place.
Well, that's because they knew that.
They'll take it this time,
Yeah,
though.
that's because they knew Alliance didn't pick it. But DJ does play.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
he's
that's
really good
true.
with Earth Spirit.
That's a good
Yeah.
point, yeah. Against the Lions, they're not so worried.
Disrespecting Jarex. He invented Earth Spirit.
So they're gonna trade with the Doom, right? A Doom plus...
Doom +1, most likely, yeah.
Doom plus... maybe...
They like a lot of offlane Doom.
Offlane?
Yeah.
Oh, they do a lot of offlane Doom.
And then maybe like an Enchantress support.
Or a Darkseer.
Or a Darkseer.
They're changing from their previous series because Liquid has been putting a lot of heavy emphasis on Darkseer in the previous series,
Yeah,
so
they have.
Fnatic have been changing also according to their opponents.
Yeah.
They really like to pair it up with like a Ricky. It's like one of the.
Oh yeah,
It's like one of
I
the
saw that
pub,
game.
like one of the pep threads, you know. But they really like to pick their Ricky with the Darkseer and then just like dual off lane, and it's really hard for the support to pull or really even stay on the lane. He will always scout out the movement, and he can even kill them if they're out of position.
Yeah, even if you invest a lot of sentries, Ricky can also always move to mid.
To mid lane, yeah. And they need sentries in mid and safe lane, and it's just too expensive in the early game for the supports.
And the line? Leaves things pretty open with the line and the Darkseer there.
Stable support,
Yeah.
like Darkseer, Disruptor, Darkseer, Lion. And Liquid are just going to go back for the Lycan, like on the dire side once more.
But this leaves the safe lane pretty weak. Like Earth Spirit Lycan is not that strong. Against Darkseer, if they really pick Ricky or like another aggressive support, maybe even
So you
Darkseer Doom.
Ban out the Dazzle, right, if you're Fnatic, if you want to pressure the Lycan.
Yeah, I
Because
think so too.
Dazzle is the only support that can actually stabilize the lane
I
against Darkseer.
think you ban out the Dazzle, you hope that they don't ban out the Doom, and then you get Darkseer Doom off lane.
Darkseer Doom, yeah.
The Darkseer Doom against Lycan is actually... Lycan can't stay on the lane. Yeah.
Reserve time.
Darkseer, Doom, Darkseer, I mean even Tusk, Darkseer Tusk. Like,
Darkseer Tusk, yeah.
I like
Tusk,
that a
one of
little
the-
less, but it's okay.
Yeah, it's one of
I mean, Doom
DJ's
is,
favorite heroes.
Doom is still Doom, yeah.
I mean, Doom is the best choice for sure, but I think Liquid will recognize that and ban it out.
Team Liquid's turn
I do hope they ban the Dazzle though.
Yeah, agree.
Yeah, I think Dazzle is the only support right now that can stabilize the lane for Lycan.
That's if Fnatic goes something aggressive with the Darkseer.
Yeah. Well, then they might not. It just feels like so free right now, right? Like there's a Lycan, you have a Darkseer already to pressure him,
And it's just an Earth Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what is Earth? We're gonna roll into 2 of your like
Roll
iron
into
shells.
an iron shell.
Like
yeah.
you just get punched and you die. Like Lycan really does not offer a lot until level 3. He like offers the maim of the wolves, but until then it's really easy to pressure him out of the lane. Do it. Ban the Dazzle.
I think it's something with this seat, you know. I think it's something about this seat. Whoever sits in this seat becomes like the Dark Lord.
Oh my
or
god,
something.
Capitalist was here.
Cap yesterday, Fog today, now Black has been.
I will defy
he's
the
gone over
order.
to the dark
No,
side or
I will
something.
defy the order. I'm the light.
your name is Black.
What? They banned out the Doom themselves.
That doesn't work very well.
They banned out the
Okay.
Doom themselves. What was that?
And Liquid banned out the Ricky. They
Yeah.
did their homework. I like this a lot. It's
I
very
mean,
smart.
the rookie
Well,
ban, I
This is
expected
what
that.
we were saying earlier about the fact that they will ban out against the team. They won't
yeah.
necessarily ban the
Oh,
meta.
why did they ban the Doom over Dazzle?
Yeah, that's a good
Like they
point.
shot themselves in the
Yeah,
foot right now, I feel.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't like that out of Fnatic.
Maybe they didn't want the Doom from the start, so...
But Darkseid Doom it just seems so good here.
Yeah, from our point of view, but we don't know what they're.
Yeah, maybe they have a strategy plan there, but if they're actually really adapting to what Liquid picks, then I feel like what was I gonna say? Then I feel like Doom is definitely like the better choice.
Well, they might not feel comfortable.
Liquid
playing.
doesn't play so much Doom, right?
Yeah.
Do they?
No, but DJ plays an amazing support Doom.
So that's weird. That's really weird.
That is
Like
weird.
he played it a lot. But like we'll see what they're up to.
Maybe it's just a
maybe
mistake.
Maybe they already decided they
Maybe.
wanted the Riki. Could it be possible that they
Yeah,
already wanted?
yeah.
Yeah, but that's such a big risk that you ban out your own Doom if they ban the Riki. Like what? You see, they're taking so much bonus time right now. I don't know whether they actually know what they want now.
Yeah, I think that was you're right. That is
Yeah, so they do go back to the Enchantress that I actually thought they would first two picks.
It's a weaker
But
hero.
I think Karuki's already figured that that's where they would go anyway.
Maybe, but like they go for A like.
Straight away.
Like to stabilize the safe
Yeah.
lane.
It's great against the Enchantress. It's also something that Liquid has been picking a lot.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
really like that AA.
Yeah, but
You
they
say
picked it so fast. I think they were already planning it anyway.
You
That's
say
exactly
it's
what I
great
meant.
against
They knew
Enchantress,
that was coming.
But it's not so great early game. I understand that you can deal with the heal after, but early game the creeps come in. A is not going to do anything against the Ench, so
Yeah, like two
That's very
creeps actually
worrisome.
solo kill you.
he'll just destroy the lane. Ench plus Darkseer against the A Lycan.
I think they tried to pick the AA to stabilize the safe lane. Like when you hit the enemy heroes with 3 heroes that have chilling touch, you actually kill them really fast, but I don't think it works that well against an Enchantress. And they pick like 1 or 2 seconds after the Enchantress. Maybe that was like a bit overzealous, but they just like wanted it. We're like gonna pick it right now.
I don't think it's actually that great against Enchantress. I agree.
Darkseer Ember, one
Darkseer.
of the best combos.
They knew what was coming every time.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah, Liquid is just gearing up into team fight, 5-man, objective base. Like what we talk about a lot about Liquid.
This is a
really like
very
DK.
standard Liquid draft so far.
And DK is amazing against Ember Spirit too. I hope he gets the Blink Dagger over the Shadow Blade though, so he has like the instant stun.
I think this is like Matama Man referenced this in his interview with Slacks. He said, you know, in the beginning we wanted to try a little bit
Sorry,
different.
Charlie, is this the cleaner version or?
Yes, definitely the cleaner. I don't want to get fired.
Yeah.
He said, you know, we want to try out different things, but we weren't, and they did that against Alliance, but they lost, and so he said, you know, we're not that comfortable doing this, and so this is Liquid right back to what they're good at.
Yeah,
Very stable picks.
So I think it's gonna go for most likely the tri-core lane. Like you have 3 heroes farming on all 3 lanes. Ember is most probably gonna be handled by Midon, and the last pick will be Mushi's hero on the mid lane.
I actually think they will put Ember middle because Ember Enchantress can really destroy DK.
Oh yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, it's a great matchup.
It's a good
mid.
matchup for DK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you mean for the Ember?
For Ember.
For Ember, yeah. Sorry.
Especially with the roaming Enchantress, it's really easy. Like you shackle him and he can't do anything. And the supports can't really save him either because Ember needs level 2, 3 to really help him. And it's gonna take quite a while until he gets that.
Yeah,
But I know mostly recently when they draft a hero, Midon is always playing the hero. So
The
I'm not
Ember, yeah.
Yeah, I'm
But-
not sure
but
if they'll change
maybe
the
Mushi
roles.
just goes back to safe lane in that case. Like
Has that happened recently? Isn't he?
no,
only
he has always
mid?
played middle.
Yeah, he's always played
but
mid
they do
recently.
have that option. They do have that
Yeah,
option.
they do have that. And Mushi played quite a bit of Ember too. Even back then in DK, he's like not the best Ember, not the worst. He's just good with the hero.
He does his job.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair. And this is the problem with Dragon Knight is that he's a great sort of all-around hero, but he enables the other team to put a lot of things mid that normally get punished by
It's kind of like a
Yeah.
Zeus.
Like even like a Timber mid would just do really well
Yeah.
against
Yeah.
DK.
But what I wanted to say about Liquid also is when they're up 1-0 in the second game, they always tend to just try out
something else. Yeah.
Yeah, and then they might lose, might win, but then in the third game they shift gears again. They pick something they know they will win with, and then they will just usually roll over the opponent.
Yeah, because they're extremely confident in what they know.
Yeah.
They've said before that, hey, we know that we can win this tournament, picking like the same stuff that won us Epicenter.
Yeah.
But they want to get more guns, right, for
Yeah.
TI6.
Well, they want to iterate, don't they, as they
Yeah.
go along. They want to give away too much, but they want to give enough away that they get them out of trouble. A bit like that game 3 with Alliance, effectively. Something we haven't seen before.
I'm actually
So this is very clear what they want to do, right?
it's
Push.
very clear, but do you like it against the Ember? Because I actually feel like Ember hard counters the Nature's Prophet, especially with Darkseer. Like you can just solo kill him, you iron shell him, Ember TP's on a lane, and you just die.
But just basically what they want to do. They're not so like concerned about
Yeah.
the other hero countering the Prophet, but it's what they focus on. They want to go objective base,
Yeah.
group up, take Roshan, push. That's about it.
20.
It's very straightforward.
What do you think? Are they gonna Kunkka again.
Yeah, so Mushi's gonna be playing Kunkka mid. It's gonna be safe playing Amber.
It's really good with an Enchantress. You get an X mark off and a torrent and he's dead.
Yeah.
Like if Ench roams in from behind.
Okay, very quickly, who's had the best draft, Charlie?
I actually really like Fnatic's draft.
You like it?
Yeah.
Okay. Winter?
Yeah, I like Fnatic's draft as well.
I mean,
Is it a clean sweep here for Fnatic?
I have to agree. Fnatic's draft is synergized so well with Darkseer and Kunkka plus Enchantress as well. I think they might take this one.
Okay, very interesting indeed. A clean sweep here on the panel where all of our panelists believe that Fnatic have had the best draft. Let's find out with our commentators. For this one, we welcome Gods, and for the first time in the mainstream, a warm welcome to Mort.
Thanks so much, guys. Welcome into Fnatic versus Team Liquid game number 1. We're back with Group C. My name is Mott. With me is Gods. We're going to jump right into it. Let's go.
5 seconds remaining.
All right, guys, we just saw 3 games of Team Liquid on the mainstream, and a lot of people might not have seen those games with Fnatic versus Vici Gaming Reborn. Talk to us a little bit about what Fnatic has done here in this past series.
I mean, Fnatic have mixed things up a bit as far as like coming into this tournament. They've got 3-4-3, mostly playing that 5-position support role. This will be one of the exceptions where he's actually going to be playing the Enchantress, but we've seen a switch with their other we're going to see 3-4-3 playing the support with DJ swapping over to that 5-position support role for the team of Fnatic. So they've come into this tournament with a new plan. Mushi's playing more of the mid. We've seen Shadow Fiend, we've seen Kunkka at this tournament, we've seen a Necrophos mid. They are really running some different heroes, and I think that's where Liquid are used to playing more against like the standard meta heroes. This is a team who can throw them off. And considering Liquid 100% win rate on Lycan, yet the entire panel are like, we believe in Fnatic's draft. That to me is like the biggest surprise about how things have kind of started off here.
Yeah, I think, and also for Fnatic, it's just Mushi kind of does what he wants. We talked about the draft. We talked about, well, number 1, 3-4-3 is drafting. Mushi will still get all of his heroes. We talked about it. The Kunkka was in game number 1 between them and Vici Gaming Reborn, which are, by the way, a pretty good team, all things considered. Maybe some questions about Noto, but they dominated both those games with not only the Kunkka, but the Necrophos, as you mentioned. So this is going to be a pretty big test for Fnatic. If they can take one, maybe if they get the series, that will be huge for them to get the upper bracket already. So we'll see if that's the case, as Liquid are going to contest the top rune, get the bounty for Fatsa, and we'll jump into it.
And the thing about like game 1 is that this is Liquid going for like their standard, probably one of their strongest drafts, picking up the Lycan, having this strong team fight early game push with the Dragon Knight plus Lycan with the Nature's Prophet. You can build towards the utility items. You get the mech, you get the drums, you get the pipe if you need it. So if Fnatic can beat that, it forces Liquid to really change direction. Normally it's Liquid who will willingly change direction when they get a 1-0 lead, but they need to win game number 1 to get in that position first.
Fnatic would like to be in the driver's seat. You have the Ember Spirit and the Safe Lane, which is, I think, pretty uncommon, although maybe not for this Fnatic squad, especially with Mushi playing up on the Kunkka mid. It's been interesting. How do you feel about the lanes and how they're shaping up so far?
And this is a great game to be an Enchantress. There's so many gankable lanes. You've got the Darkseer in the off lane who can Iron Shell your creeps, surge them in, and just apply a lot of pressure to the lane. Mid, you've got the Kunkka who can set things up with an X into Torrent once he hits level 3. Bottom lane, it's a Lion Ember Spirit. All 3 of these lanes are gankable, and none of Liquid's heroes have escapes. Normally against Enchantress, you want to have Wind Rangers, Pugs, these elusive, hard-to-gank heroes, but that's exactly what Liquid do not have right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be tough, especially a little bit earlier into the game. You don't have Shapeshift yet for the Lycan, so he requires level 6. You have TP out for the Furion, but if you get torrented up, you're still going to be in some trouble. DK is just a slow hero maneuverability-wise, but Liquid do have some good gank potential. They have, obviously, the Earth Spirit. You have the TP in from the Furion as well, so they have a bit of team fight, early game-oriented kind of ganking squad at least going for them early on here, but they'll have to be careful with the Enchantress, as you talked about. So.
Yeah. And this is with Jerax on his signature Earth Spirit. I'm just like looking around like, okay, where do you want to go as an Earth Spirit? Probably your best bet is the top lane because it turns into a 3v2, but it's a 3v2 with Lycan, which isn't the greatest. The Howl is the one big tool they can try and play around where they get that damage boost, but I'm not sold that this is going to be a great game for Jerax, at least in the early game, on his classic hero.
There's just no lockdown. You have to hit a Boulder Smash pretty well, or else you're going to get surged away on Fnatic side. There's a lot of damage with, like you said, Howl and Chilling Touch as well. So, yeah, Jerax is going to make his home top lane for now. In bottom lane, you can see that Furion sitting at 6 classes, not doing poorly, but the Darkseer will get the better end of, I think, the exchange. He's going to, obviously, Darkseer, usually pretty good in getting CS, and I think especially in this lane, like you talked about, he should be okay.
I think the big player for Liquid in the early game has to actually be Mind Control. Look towards him going for some very early TPs. If he can farm a fast phase boot, it allows Liquid to not just have a 3v2 scenario up top, but it's a 4v2. The Nature's Prophet with the +1 TP in is going to be the difference maker. So I think for Liquid to have a stable early game, they're going to be very dependent on Mind Control getting active early.
Yeah, and well, we'll see what he decides to do. He'll get a Sprout up, and then they'll have that lockdown they need in that top lane. But for now, it's Mushi leading the way in CS, 16-2. Pretty quiet game so far. He went for the last game. We saw Phase Drum was the start, and then he went right into BKB. He had like 4,000 gold at some point in the game. Like, what is he saving for? Classic Mushi to save that much gold, I feel like. But he just bought a straight-up BKB. But meanwhile, bottom lane, looks like DJ might be in trouble. They get off the Searing Chains to make sure he can't go any further. Mind Control will have to TP out. He actually cancels it. He says, I could just run away here. And DJ, he will get hit up by a treant or two, but he'll be fine. But no regen, so it's kind of rough.
Yeah, he may just have to suicide to some neutrals after going for another creep pull, but an offlane where Mind Control is doing incredibly well, just getting great value out of all of his Treant summons, and top lane Kuro taking a lot of damage here against the Hayo, forced to have a defensive rolling boulder in. This is not a fun lane to be a support without boots.
Yeah, Kuro's going to take some harass, especially if he walks up to the creep wave or into an Iron Shell, but that's just the problem with the Darkseer. Just is so tough as a melee hero, especially like Matumba Man. He's also so good against Lifestealer too, and Ohio's having a heck of a time right now, sitting at 15 last hits. He's a 1 CS ahead of Mind Control, so both of these offlanes, he's even going to chase up to Drax now. He's got the rolling boulder, so unless Ohio can block him, and he just pushes him back with the boulder smash too, so Drax will stay alive for now, but still the siege creep hitting him, doing some work, probably won't bring him down, but brings him to 40 HP. Drax barely escaping death there in Ohio, not once but twice, doing a lot of damage. They get the Purge creep coming up. They have the Standard Tormentor with a Shockwave, but they don't have the damage to kill Fata. With the 2 points of Dragon Blood, he literally hits for pretty much nothing with all that armor from the DK.
And I like the infused raindrop pickup just to give him that extra bit of survivability. Can block like a Shockwave out of the Satyr. Just gives him that bit of protection from an Enchantress gank. Forces Fnatic to bring in probably a third hero if they want to go for that kill, or to have 2 very powerful creeps. But Mushi has a DD rune, and that gank at least secures Mushi a rune and forces the Dragonite into kind of bottle crowing, so Fata's going to be just mid with a bit less HP, a bit less survivability, and continuing to be harassed down. But I think for Liquid, you're just happy with the fact that you haven't given up kills to this Enchantress.
Speaking of the Enchantress, she might actually be in trouble. Kuroki and Drax, they smoked up. Boulder Smash actually misses, and 343 might be able to get out. The rolling boulder will hit. The slow comes out. There's the Cold Feet, Chilling Touch on the ground. The Cold Feet won't actually be able to get away the Dragon Tail. Mushi's actually walked up into a bad position. He missed his Torrent. He's got his Tidebringer up, but he's getting body blocked beautifully by Jirax. Here comes Mind Control. They should have the Sprout ready to go. They're just going to right-click him down for now. Just get the job done. Breathe Fire, I think, actually hits, but doesn't do enough damage. Mushi backs away. He actually sidesteps it, but he still will go down. Jirax gets the first blood. They have to chase all over the damn river to get that one done, but they do get it, and that's a big one on the Mushi mid lane.
Yeah, it's that +1. It's the Mind Control TP. Without him then not getting that kill with the phase boots and getting as much as he did out of that lane, he just has such great ganking potential with just pure right-click damage, and Liquid making sure they bring in enough heroes to get the edge there. Has left Ohio in what is effectively a solo lane up top, so he's getting a lot out of his lane, but I think that's a trade-off Liquid are going to be quite happy with.
Yeah. I mean, the trade-off with Ohio getting farm, that's good, but in getting Mind Control having a great start, I think, is the more important thing, and especially making sure the DK also does well.
And Matumba Man free farming away.
Yeah.
About to hit 40 CS. This is the Matumba Man Lycan. This is the hero that he wants to be on. This is the hero that Liquid are undefeated on. So from that point of view, I think Liquid, early game-wise, very much ahead.
Yeah, I mean, and you saw it in the interview. Matumba Man very happy with Lycan. He just wants to run. He wants to hit people. He knows what he's doing. That hero is just, it's made for Matumba Man. He's doing well right now, 42 CS. No kills yet, working on the Vlads for now, but I mean, solid start. You could look at, on the other side, mid one on the Ember Spirit. He's got a little bit less CS, in fact, a lot less. He's only sitting at Boots, Basilius, and a Bottle. So mid one has a ways to go, whereas the Lycan, he can be effective pretty early on. So we'll see how mid one does here in the next couple of minutes, David.
Yeah, and currently with a TP on cooldown, something you have to be very wary of is just how you use that TP back plus Remnant into the lane, because you want to be able to counter gank these other lanes. When that dive happens mid, if you've got a level 6 Ember Spirit, he TPs in, he turns it around. At that stage, mid one was not quite level 6, but these upcoming fights, he's going to be ready to go. The Darkseer Iron Shell onto Ember Spirit, one of the most potent kind of mid-game, around 10 minutes in the game, like combos that you can have, and this Ember Spirit wants to be ready to fight at that point.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to start pressuring this tower down bottom as well. In fact, the Enchantress is not here to help him out with this. I want to ask you what you thought about the, well, hold that thought. They're going to remnant in, looking for the steering change. The TP's going to come through. The Earth Spike is going to hit up. They have the damage to bring down Mind Control. They hex up Jirax. The Centaur Conqueror stuff to stop him. Another remnant forward, and mid one will get it done. He doesn't have mana. Only one stick charge. He'll bottle up. He's still in trouble. The Rolling Boulder will slow him down. The Ice Vortex, the Cold Feet, and will be a 1-for-1 trade that I think favors Liquid pretty heavily there.
That was like a godly Sprout from Mind Control. The Centaur stun doesn't land because of the Sprout blocking the Centaur running in. Like, you normally, most Nature's Prophets in that position will just like accept their fate, try and retreat, or would like try and Sprout a hero. But he's like, I'm gonna block this entire Centaur from coming in with my Sprout. It was actually an insane play from him to get the trade there.
Yeah, I think Mind Control is. He's starting to find his groove. I think a lot of people had questions about his play, but especially after Epicenter and all that they've gone through, I think Liquid are starting to find their footing with not only just him, but the rest of the team as well. Matuma Man is getting ganked. There's an end this rune for Kunkka. He's got the 1 point next marks. Looking for a torrent. It's going to be the Ghost Ship first to come out, and he's going to use the Shapeshift, but he's in trouble. He's going to get hit up with the stun. They dropped the wall for that as well. The Boulder Smash came out to stop any further ganking potential, but it is going to be Fnatic taking it. Matuma Man now down bottom, mid one in trouble. Coldfeet will go through, Remnant back. He misses the Breathe Fire, actually gets away just in time, still under the tower. Elder Dragon form, but they will not be able to catch him. Instead, they're just going to put pressure on the tower, and that'll be that.
Yeah, great gank up top mid one, though. He's not out just yet. Mind Control still looking for him, and with the ultimate, he might be able to get the kill.
Oh, the stick charge comes out, the searing change. What a turn from mid one. Oh my lord.
He was ready for it, and Liquid weren't really committing to back him up there, so Vata will maybe get some good damage on the tier 1, but it's Fnatic who will take a tier 1 up top. Best case scenario for Liquid is now just to try and get the tier 1 for tier 1 trade, but Mushi's not having it. He's already TP'd back down bottom to defend the tier 1 while taking a tier 1 up top.
Fnatic's movement pretty damn solid at the start of this game, I think.
That gank on Lycan was just so essential for Fnatic. I think the early game was not looking too good for them until they find that kill. It's well worth all the ultimates they commit. At this stage, you're not too worried about a wall going on cooldown. He didn't even have points in vacuum at the time, so Fnatic very much stabilizing this early game and giving themselves a bit of a boost here as they enter the phase of the game where they're much stronger. Like you get the Iron Shell, Ember Spirit roaming around the map. That's where Fnatic are gonna shine.
Fnatic will use the scan. I think they missed, I believe, on the Nature's Prophet. They didn't quite see him. I think it was a little bit too late there. So Mind Control will head down bottom. There is some really good push from Liquid, but they're just not able to get it done just yet. Get these tier 1 towers. Even with the Elder Dragon form, they're only doing some chip damage to the bottom tier 1 at this point.
Yeah, they're always going to have to be very wary of Fnatic's team fight. If you go for a push, in comes the Darkseer, Iron Shell Ember, the Kunkka initiation with the boat.
Yeah.
You're in a lot of trouble.
It's very dangerous. The X-Mercs too, and it's going to have to be a BKB game, I feel like, for Liquid at some point in time for the Lycan and probably the DK, I would imagine. But do they want to get it early is the question, and what do they itemize in general, I think?
For a top, going to get himself away from a, not really a gank, I don't think we can call that from 3-4-3, but yeah, BKB's maybe not too early on in the game. I think we'll still see Lycan go for the standard Necrobook rush. But as the game drags out, you want to have the ability to not just get taken out. If you get caught by an X, you want to have a BKB. That's your escape. That's your ability to not get initiated on. So it's just going to be about not getting them too early on in the game because it does kind of screw with your timings if you're rushing BKBs much earlier than you would like.
Yeah, I mean, the Shadow Blade pickup, the Blink pickup for DK is much more common now. We used to see like Drum or Bracer into BKB for DK, but that's kind of gone by the wayside. But they're going to smoke up and they're going to head towards mid. And while they get that tier 1 tower denied by Mushi, but here we go. Rolling Boulder in, Ohio gets silenced up. They have the Ice Blast on top, Breathe Fire. This should shatter him with the last right click coming out from Fawcett. DJ will turn around, Earthspike, Finger comes through. They need a Searing Chains. Actually, it's just the Flame Guard on the right click. They're going to go further looking for Kuroki. They have Searing Chains off cooldown, ready to go. Now there's going to be the poke coming in. The X-Mark's up to Fawcett. He's in trouble. He'll take some damage coming through. 3-4-3 trying to do some work. Nature's Wrath on top of it all. Everyone low from Fnatic. They have to back up the buyback. Coming in from Jirax, TPing back into the fray, looking for 3-4-3. He's in trouble. He has the Untouchable on ready to go. He's got the enchant, but he doesn't want to have to turn around and use it. Gets Boulder Smashed. Look at that attack speed slow, but they get the Sprout off, and everyone can start coming. Great block from Mind Control, but 3-4-3. Can they even kill him? They're just going to back up. That's it. No, Jirax says, I'll go for another Rolling Boulder. He's stuck on the high ground. Oh, no.
Oh,
they dropped the wall
for it, thought it was on the high ground. And he misses the vacuum. Oh.
A calamity of errors. They're still looking. They know that he's there.
He's going to roll out
because he just TP'd in. He just TP'd in the mid, so they know. And there's the Rolling Boulder. He'll be able to make it away. That was pretty crazy. That's pretty funny.
And a very worthwhile buyback for Earthspirit. This is a hero that does not need anything in the way of really itemization throughout the early or mid game. It's not until much later on where you'd like to have maybe like a mech or some kind of Aghanim Scepter really in the late game, but buying back to guarantee yourselves a successful fight and a couple of kills. A good effort coming out from Jerax there as they managed to find a few key pickoffs onto the Fnatic side.
And that helps get Fata very close to his armlet, one of the most important items right now in Dota 2 for strength heroes, and he's going to have it very soon. It'll be very tanky, very hard to kill with all of that armor. It puts him up to a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, he's had an amazing start here. He's the highest level in the game, one of the most farmed here in the game as well.
DJ, you've been caught with your pants down warding at that cliff. Can they actually kill him? Ice Vortex, Breathe Fire, last right click from Motumbo will do the job, so. And the D ward from Croaky. Yes, yeah. Probably.
Does have the double ward at the Roche pit, so I don't imagine Kuro D wards both. You don't normally expect there to be such two wards in such close proximity to each other.
We'll get away with that one observer ward there. Mushi's going to X-Marks Kuro, though. The Ice Blast is going to come out. It's going to hit onto two with the Boulder Smash coming in. Now Mind Control coming in with some support as well. Mushi will fall instantly, and the Nature's Wrath. 3-4-3 might be able to get out again, but this time they've got this crowd. On the other side, mid one will bring down Kuroki. He was in the pit. Matamba Man, he was going to look for him, but I think he was actually remned up into the high ground and TP'd away. And now he gets his bots as well. So it's a 1-for-1 exchange, not a good one for Fnatic. And Mind Control, he's not done yet. He's popped the Drum Charge. The Sprout will come out. Ohio doesn't have anything to break those trees. No Culling Blade, Boulder Smash, beautiful from Jeraxin, gets it off the Rolling Boulder on top, but still the Surge away, 40 HP, not to mention the Hood of Defiance keeping him alive from any sort of magical damage, but very well played coming out from Liquid to almost get that kill on the Darks here.
Anytime Liquid gets the Dragon Tail initiation off, the fight just goes so well for them because they've got the Ice Blast follow-up, so it's almost always a guaranteed kill on heroes like Kunkka. We've seen the Ember Spirit earlier at mid lane. These Fnatic core heroes, the Darkseer, have just been taken out before they even get to use a spell in these fights. And that's where Liquid are getting great rolling boulders from Jerax, which sets up the Dragon Tail into an Ice Blast and one hero down. And then it's Matumba Man, Lycan, the cleanup crew, who can kind of follow up that aggression. So Fnatic have to be very careful with their positioning and not allowing themselves to get initiated on.
It's kind of the same strat that Fnatic were using in the first game. They had the Kunkka, but they also had the Ancient Apparition in the first game. So they would get the X-Marks, they would get the Ice Blast on top. So Liquid are using that against them. And with Dragon Tail being one of the longest stun durations in the game, or at least at the first level, it's very, very strong. So they could set those kills up very easily. And at this point, Liquid, it was looking maybe a bit dire for them, but at this point, they actually have a pretty solid net worth advantage coming out with the... You can see the Lycan obviously at top with Fata in second place. Mid one's doing very well. We'll see if we can get a couple of kills and turn this game back around, but they're going to try to 5-man for now and look for a gank mid with a smoke up the seed as well.
Oh, they're setting up to find a kill at top though, TPing to the tier 2 tower. Meanwhile, the rotation in the jungle here, see what Fnatic can find. They're the ones who want to be going on the aggressive, trying to get initiation.
DJ. Still smoked up. 2 wards, one from each team nearby, so they do see that Fnatic are in the jungle. So Jerax is like, I'm not walking up there. I am not falling for that trap. And Liquid will be able to push back Fnatic. They won't find anything in the jungle. And back to farming for everybody else. Down bottom, it's going to be mid one versus Matumba Man using his Sleight of Fist. He's sitting at 780 gold. He just got his bots, and he's working on probably getting his Battle Fury next too.
Not an easy kill for the Liquid to find on the Ember, and anytime they don't have the DK or the Earth Spirit as an initiator. And a lot of Fnatic's rotations right now being scattered out by great Liquid vision. You see wards across all 3 lanes protecting their jungle, in the enemy jungle, mid lane, top lane. The vision advantage that Liquid have got is just incredible right now. It feels like Fnatic have no eyes on the map.
They had that one ward. They had 2 wards close to the Roche pit. They dewarded one. Kuroki was able to sentry that down and make sure they had a little bit of lack of vision there. DJ will scout out Jerax, but he's actually going to get jumped on. Fox is going to go to work. He actually can tech before he can get off his stun. They will blow up Jerax on the Earth Spirit, but everyone takes damage. Kuroki getting low. Mid one trying to go further. 3-4-3 will popular in charge. Kuroki's very low. He'll finally go down to that last right click with the emphasis from 3-4-3, but it's a 2-for-2 exchange. With mid one going down as well, with Fata there and Mind Control able to get the Nature's Wrath off and doing some damage. So now they'll just back up, happy with that trade, happy with that exchange. Liquid get the better end of that fight again. 2 supports for support and the core. Much better for Liquid.
Yeah, it's the vision advantage once again. The Lycan Wolf was scouting out the entire movement of the Fnatic squad. They also knew exactly where they were based on their Observer Ward as Fnatic rotated through their own jungle. So Fnatic's kind of at the stage of the game where their team fight's meant to be stronger, and losing a fight like that just comes down to getting initiated on once more. And this is a stage of the game where Fnatic can't afford to be falling behind, because you give Lycan his Necrobook 3, the Nature's Prophet gets another item pickup or 2, Dragonite gets some kind of a Blink Dagger initiation item. this game really will quickly slip out of hand for the Southeast Asian squad.
And Mid1 can't do it all on his own. Mushi, he's had some good X marks, but they've really been able to shut him down with what you were talking about earlier, which was Dragon Tail into Ice Blast. They've been killing him a couple of times. He's going to be working on what I imagine to be Shadowblade. He has the Claymore for right now, so that's interesting for Mushi to go for that item. But, okay. Not terrible.
Yeah, it looks like both he and Mind Control and the Nature's Prophet both going for Shadow Blades. I mean, it's going to be, there's no invis, it's going to force out even more Sentry Ward pickups on the side of Liquid, force out a gem at some point, and it's just like a kind of classic Kunkka item to have. You can X yourself, you can try Shadow Blade in to get that big cleave off. He's going to be playing that more carry role for the Fnatic squad with the Ember Spirit as well. You don't want to have just that one core who can scale into the late game. I think Fnatic recognizing that this early mid-game stage isn't as dominant as they'd like to, let's start gearing up for the late game.
I mean, if they do get to the late game, their high ground defense, on top of the Ember Spirit, back wall, all of that stuff, it's very hard for Liquid to push up high ground, even with like a Necro 3 and all those treants. You're going to lose those creeps very quickly to Sleight of Fist. Iron Chill will help as well. So if Fnatic can get farmed enough, they get to that Battle Fury, maybe that Chrysalis Daedalus point for the Ember Spirit, they should be fine. Not to mention the Tidebringer from Mushi as well. So late game defense, Fnatic have good high ground defense, but they want to be able to pressure early now, and they'll smoke up and look for Kuroki and Jerax.
This is not the ideal targets, is finding the supports, but even killing an AA can lead into a quick tower or two, so AA is not a bad hero to find, and now they've got some good important vision up on the map. Very deep, aggressive ward here in the bottom lane, and this is something which gives them full eyes on
They're just going to dive this tier 2 tower. Kuroki was ready for it. They have a TP coming in for the DK. Boulder Smash comes out. It's actually the Geomatic Grip. They're going to get off the boat as well. Vacuum into with the wall on top. Ice Blast still not going to do enough. Free Fire Fox is low. So is Drax about to go down. They finger Fossa. Armlet Toggle coming out as well. X-Mark's back into it. Hex up. He's going to fall last right quick. 3 dead. They've only lost the line so far for Fnatic. Mind Control will TP out. No X-Marks for Mushi in time. No Vacuum available for Ohio. It was on cooldown. Vacuum wall into a boat. Beautifully done from Fnatic. They take 3, including a huge pickup on Defada.
And the combo is great. Again, this game has really come down to vision. Liquid, they have the superior vision, they have the Lycan Wolf scouting, they win a fight. Fnatic, they finally get a great smoke off, find eyes onto the support, the key support in the Ancient Apparition, they get initiation on him, and with the TP in from the DK, he's TPing into the Vacuum plus the boat.
Oh god, Ohio's actually in trouble. He needs help from mid 1. He actually was able to get out without surging. Liquid still have some heroes behind him too. They actually have in the vicinity Matumba Man. Mid 1 looking for a Searing Chains, couldn't quite find the Mind Control, who was Shadow Bladed up, and he's heading back into the jungle. So you're right. I mean, the vision, you see there's a ward up on the high ground towards that tower. It's been there for a fair bit, especially since the fight, and they were able to get that vision. They dove past the tier 2. They dove into TPs as well. They were right under that tower, man. It was ridiculous.
They hadn't even killed the tier 1. The tier 1 was still, after the fight, they had to run through the tier 2 tower because they couldn't even attack it. They're like, oh wait, we've got to go back, take the tier 1 now. Oh, whoops.
That's just
too aggressive? Not really.
Oh, mid 1's going to get caught. The Dragon Tail into the Breathe Fire. More than enough damage with Mind Control to help him out. Mid 1. Uncharacteristic mistake. He was kind of low in HP. He was getting close to his Battle Fury. Maybe wanted to complete it up a bit faster. He's down for 43 seconds. He buys his Claymore as well as his Perseverance, getting close to that broadsword. So that's pretty bad.
And the other big thing about that last team fight is Ohio's now completed his pipe. So the team fight scenarios, this is going to mitigate a lot of the damage output from Magnetize, from the Ice Blast, and make life a lot easier for Fnatic. It means that one hero who gets jumped on and initiated on by the Dragon Tail may actually survive because of the pipe. Normally, they get hit by an Ice Blast, they're going to go down, and that's where having a mech won't even help because they're Ice Blasted. But the pipe is going to mitigate a lot more damage than like a mech would. So good defensive item, and he's going to go right into the Crimson Guard as well. So very kind of defensive utility type play out of Ohio.
Mind Control is, however, starting to snowball out of control. He gets his Maelstrom up now, so not only is the Shadow Blade, but the extra damage from the Maelstrom to be able to push in a little bit faster as well. So he's going to be dishing out the right clicks, no problems there. Liquid are in a pretty good spot, but if I think it's a little bit closer than we're expecting here. If we look at the net worth graph, it's going to show, I think, a little bit of a lead for Liquid, but not much.
It's never been a lead for... The highest lead we've seen all game long was a 1,500 net worth lead for Fnatic ages back.
Oh, Matumba. Shapeshift, X-Marks, wall on top. They get the Torrent off, but they have to back away. They see the Necro pop, and they're like, okay, enough of that. We don't want to fight into that.
This is a handy tool, the Enchantress, to have against the Necro books, as we see there. You can always steal away those instantly. Something that 343 is likely going to keep off cooldown for the team fight.
He's picked up an Urn, Treads. No Dragonlance, he's gonna go for a Staff of Wizardry.
I mean, the fact he's actually getting some farm and items. You look at the Liquid 2 supports and they're both completely itemless. Again, mid one though, caught out up top. Can he get away? No.
We saw that movie before. Again, top lane, the same exact or similar spots to where he died last time. Is the same two heroes with Fata and Mind Control. They just roam around the map, they TP in Mind Control, more than enough damage. Boom. Mid one again stopped in his tracks for farming.
He had the Remnant as well. I think he was just too slow on the fingers there. And this is a guy who's normally very mechanically skilled, so should have been able to get out of that one.
That's
now
gonna
we're
be...
going to see Mushi shadow-bladed on as well.
They're going to do the same thing. They're going to go for the Dragon Tail.
Here comes Darkseer though.
They have the Darkseer, but no mech, just the damage output coming out. They get the Maelstrom proc, the Breathe Fire on top of it. Ice Blast was coming through too. Not that they needed it to get the kill. And Liquid are starting to find these pickoffs that are going to accelerate them into the stratosphere and putting them closer and closer to be able to pushing down these towers.
We'll secure them a Roshan as Matamba finds a double damage. And the really neat thing that you see Liquid when they're going for those ganks is Matamba Man is always using his Howl to back them up. He gives them both the bonus 38 damage now with the level 3 Howl. It's 50 bonus damage once he maxes that out, and that makes those kills just that much safer when you can bring them down just that little bit faster. So everything Liquid doing has been very polished, and with 2 key pickoffs in a row, they take out the mid and the carry Fnatic. They're going to get a free Roshan and set themselves up to take down some of the more towers here, possibly this mid tier 1, which has been a very key piece of the puzzle for Fnatic to keep alive.
And now there's a Silver Edge for the DK. They're going to have to fight into an Aegis. Not the best Aegis carrier, DK, but I don't think they really care at this point. They just want to be able to keep him alive. And Fnatic will go for an aggressive smoke. They might run right into Matamba Man. The Wolves will not scout this out, not yet anyways. Mushi's got to hold on. Mid one, he's broken the smoke. The Sleight of Fist Searing Chains is not there. Shapeshift, he uses the Searing Chains finally. The Earthquake comes through. They should have Finger. They will use it just to get the kill and secure it. Now the Rolling Boulder in. Magnetize active there. Ice Blast is going to hit onto 3. They do pop the pipes and making sure they're staying alive. Nature's Wrath doing some work as well. Mid one has to back away. Here's Fata going to work on the Mushi. Boulder Smash is ready. They have the back wall. They'll get it onto 2, but it's already too late. Fnatic is so low. They've lost 2. They almost might lose 3 if DJ's not able to get out, but it looks like he is able to just hide into the tree line and TP away at the last second there. He's still around, but he should be fine.
I mean, they take out a Lycan to start the fight off and still don't stand a chance to win the engagement. Liquid just so strong with the Aegis in their hands, and Mind Control's Nature's Prophet is just gone completely unchecked this game. He is top of the net worth chart. No one looking like they'll catch up to him anytime soon, and Fnatic's just struggling to get much done at this stage of the game. They've got a Kunkka who can't really reliably initiate in anymore, and he's not really scaling all that well heading towards the late game. So Liquid, who kind of hold all the cards here.
I think Mushin definitely needed to get some more kills early on when they had that boat, you know, the Iron Shell, on the Ember Spirit, but they just couldn't find the initiations, or they were the ones getting initiated on and getting killed in most of those situations, which was a big problem for them. Anyway, it's not easy for the Nike right now for sure. Liquid are in a very good spot. Matamba Man continues to farm up. He's doing very well. He should have his Necro 3 by now. On top of that, you have what you already talked about, Mind Control, who's having a heck of a game on the Nature's Prophet. He is owned. So they're in a very good spot.
Double Silver Edges now, and this is just something that's always going to mean if you get a Silver Edge on like an Ember or a Kunkka, their damage output gets reduced for a decent enough period of time in a team fight. So one of the aspects of this item that's not to be underrated, and it's decent stats as well. So 2 very tanky frontliners. All 3 really. All 3 cores of Liquid are not easy to bring down.
And now this time Liquid are going to go for the smoke. And you have the entire team of Fnatic sitting behind mid one, or at least they were. They're right there with him now. This is a bit dangerous for both teams. Fata's going to walk up. The Elder Dragon form is ready. Still has that Aegis, even if he goes down. This is a bait, though. They get off the steering chains. Fata might be in trouble. They missed the Earth Spike coming out. It just whiffs wildly. Ohio walks in. He gets the Dragon Tail. The Ice Blast on top of it. There's a silence from Geomagnetic Grip coming out as well. Ohio will shatter. They do get off that ghost ship, and it's going to do some damage to Fata, but not enough. The run will help them escape, but 343 is trying to TP out. Boulder Smash will stop it. Mushi will fall, and now they get a double kill for Fata. They're going to chase down 343 and the Enchantress. The Dragon Tail comes through. They will chew through the Untouchable. They'll get Fata to triple kill with the Breathe Fire, and that only adds to the lead for Liquid, as Fnatic are in a real tough spot right now.
Yeah, the Sentry Ward placement was a bit further up the lane than it needed to be, so the DK coming in from behind wasn't seen fast enough, and unfortunately for Fnatic, unless they get off a massive vacuum wall, they're not winning the fight. They've got to make a DK illusion with that level 3 ultimate. He's a great hero to be able to steal an image of, but the vacuum came out, but no wall. out of Ohio's Darkseer, and now we're going to see Liquid taking at least one tower, possibly some more.
I feel like he's really missing that Blink Dagger on the Darkseer. I mean, he has the pipe, he has the Crimson Guard, he has the item. He needs those items to be sure, but a Blink Dagger could be so crucial for him to get those Blink back walls off. So it's tough for the Darkseer and just for everybody, I think, for Fnatic at this point.
And against most lineups, like you see a DK stun, like you're thinking, okay, whoever gets stunned, we can at least try and keep them alive. Like we've got counter initiation tools, we can throw a torrent, we can throw a boat, we can impale someone. But the Ice Blast is that global range. You can just, as long as the Ice Blast follows up the Dragon Tail, more often than not, we're seeing whoever gets initiated on brought down. Not only does he need a blink, it feels like he needs a BKB just to get out of the Earth Spirit stun and silence.
They're going to both up. They're looking for some man. They're going to use the finger as well. He's pretty damn tanky, but the emphasis damage will be enough. He'll get brought down. Nature's Wrath, Ice Blast coming through. It's going to hit onto no one. Misses. Now the vacuum wall. It's just the wall for now. They use the impetus to go to work on Fata. Should still have that Aegis. He's going to town. The magnetizes up on just about everyone, but here comes mid one. He does get Dragon Tailed. Cold Feet is up. They will save him with the Earth Spike. Now the Sleight of Fist. Remnant back out. He can't fight. They're too low on the side of Fnatic, and Liquid are also limping away out of this engagement. All of them surviving, but barely, with the exception of that Lycan.
And that's like one of those fights where Fnatic get the jump once again on the Lycan, and you think 5v4 scenario, you've got an Ember Spirit who's great at chasing, great at kind of finding extra pickoffs and cleaning up, but Liquid is so hard to kill. The DK has an Aegis still. He's also incredibly tanky. Jerax's Earth Spirit is always on point with throwing the Boulder Smash, such that if you're chasing, you're going to be running into that Boulder Smash, potentially getting stunned and silenced, and your chase gets punished. So Fnatic aren't capitalizing on Liquid when they're kind of slightly overextending in this position. They're only getting the one kill. It's great. Yeah, that's a one for nothing. They kill a Lycan. That's a good trade, but it's a position where you look at like the overall initiation from Fnatic and you're thinking they should get 2, maybe 3 kills, and they're just unable to do that. Those are the kind of moments where Fnatic could really get themselves back in the game, but they just don't get enough.
Jerax, we haven't been talking about it, but I think everyone knows he is by far and away, I think in my opinion, one of the, if not the best Earth Spirit. So the fact that he is doing well is not really shocking to anybody, I think. And he's been making so much space. He's hit some crucial boulder smashes, some great angled boulder smashes as well. And they've got mind control, and they've got Fata, and they've got Matumbo Man to do all of the heavy lifting. Is now there is a BKB on the Nature's Prophet, so he doesn't even have to worry about the Ghost Ship or the X marks at this point. He is going to do so much damage, and he will be able to tank through a lot of the damage from Fnatic.
Yeah. I don't even think the other cores need to go BKB necessarily. Yeah, DK's picked up a Reaver, so we're going to see a Heart of Tarask.
Yeah.
Just looking for pure survivability and HP. Lycan, yeah, he's picked up a Hyperstone, so we'll see. Likely an Assault Crest there. It's the Nature's Prophet who probably does the most like kind of single target right click damage outside of maybe a Lycan in Shapeshift, but Lycan can just stay alive by sheer mobility. So it's going to be a very tough game for Fnatic moving forward. They're not really going to be in the best position to contest Roshan, to move out on the map, unless they can go for these like big 5-man smokes and make sure they're the ones getting the jump, getting the initiation. And it's got to come on someone like the Matumbo Man Lycan. Keep on punishing him when he's in the front lines without a BKB.
I mean, they have to get that pick off, because if all 3 of those heroes are alive in an engagement, if you kill the supports, that's not that great. Those heroes are going to just start eating you up with their right click, just being tanky. You won't be able to bring them down, especially Fata. But, you know, if even 2 out of 3 for Liquid is still frightening to fight into for Fnatic. So they have to find these picks. They kind of have to play together with the exception of mid one. But he's played off on his own before, and he's got caught because of it. He's going to be back together with his team. They've smoked up. They're looking maybe to find something. Kuroki's going to get some vision down. So
yeah. And they make a nice kind of bait move by sending mid one top with his TP. It kind of hides the fact of where the rest of Fnatic are. It means Liquid are likely to then send their heroes towards this mid or bottom lane, and Fnatic are looking to use this play to catch him by surprise as they remnant mid one back in and sit behind him in smoke.
Mid one's going to have all of these wolves chasing after him. Sleight of Fist will come out. Elder Dragon form. They're over towards the roast pit. Fata going to work on mid one. They can use his vacuum wall will come out, but it's too late already. They've lost mid one. He is down for 70 seconds with no buyback, and in fact, mind control, he's not done yet. He's going to walk right in. He actually sprouts himself in with Mushi. He doesn't care. There's the Ice Blast. DJB will be able to TP out, but he might shatter in the well. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. I don't think they have the Aghanim set for Kuro, but Mushi's going to get caught. Takes the damage. Boulder Smash hits beautifully from Jerax. Right through the goalpost, and Mushi is in trouble. Great Sprout coming from my control. You can't walk up that hill. And Liquid will find 2 more. Again, another poor fight from Fnatic, and they're down for 50 seconds with their Kunkka.
Yeah, they're smoked behind the Ember, but once Ember gets stunned up with a Necrobook on him, he's completely taken out of the fight. He has no way back in. He's completely obliterated, and Fnatic can't win a fight without their Ember Spirit. Not to mention the Ghost Ship from Mushi was on a solo DK and he didn't even time the X to hit the Ghost Ship. Even if he, I mean, you're talking about a Ghost Ship on a DK who's got 3k HP, so realistically, even if it lands, it's not going to be a good fight. And now Liquid breaking your high ground. Defending this is going to prove to be incredibly difficult.
Especially without no Ember Spirit for 10 seconds. On top of that, Mushi's down for 20 as well. So that cleave that you have is gone. They're just going to go on to 3-4-3. They use the silence. They use the push as well with the boulder smash. They push him out of the way. Just push him back, essentially. And they just get the racks, melee racks, and back, it looks like, for Liquid. They could go for more if they want to. Mind Control is going to just Shadow Blade out. Silver Edge away. And mid one is looking for an initiation of some sort, but they can't find it. So they just lose the melee racks for nothing in the tier 3 tower on top of that. And you're right, they couldn't defend that. That was too much for Fnatic without both Mushi and mid one.
Yeah. And I think even when they're alive, but how do you actually approach the fight? If it's a DK Nature's Prophet in the front lines, Nature's Prophet has a BKB ready to just pop that and stand and fight. DK has just 3.5k, 4k HP with Armored on, like, this is absurd.
Oh god, mid one not again. You've been caught before the Ice Blast. I don't even, yeah, they don't need it. It goes so slowly. It just over his dead body, and Fata finds himself another pickoff with a Dragon Tail to lead the way.
70 seconds, and that's going to be a second lane of racks, and I think effectively Fnatic, any kind of hope of a comeback is taken away with a second melee racks down.
They are not going to lose. Oh, big back wall to the Ghost Ship. They get the finger up. Are you kidding me? 5 seconds up in. Or solo as well. They're going to lose 3. They're about to lose 4. Dead for 80 seconds. Mind Control, the only one getting out alive. He pops the BKB. They're going to chase him down. Sprout to get in the way. BKB down. It's, of course, on cooldown. Now the X-Burst is going to come through. No Smart there. They have the Sentry. They get the Earth Spike off. They're draining his mana. They're going to work with the right clicks, and they will be able to bring him down. It's a 5-man wipe. Liquid wiped off the face of the Earth, and then 3-4-3 gets a double kill. Oh, my lord.
Well, that's a combo. Liquid's thinking what I'm thinking, like, okay, we just killed an Ember Spirit. He's dead for 70 seconds. We got ourselves a Rax, and instead of just like remaining disciplined, pushing with the 2 frontliners, they huddle up as 4 and 5. They huddle up as 4 heroes. The Nature's Prophet doesn't get caught in the combo, but they just like completely forgot what they're versing. It's a Kunkka Darkseer.
Oh my god. That was beautiful. That was beautiful with the Earth Spike on top of it.
Now, like, looking at it again, Liquid positioning wasn't that terrible. The 4 heroes were actually pretty spread apart, but the Vacuum just managed to catch, like, all 4 right on the edge. Oh my god. Ahayo coming. This guy has always come up big for Fnatic when they've needed it, and we're seeing it some more here. Mid lane, they've gone in on Matumba, man. His Lycan gets voted up, but it's actually DJ who has to TP the hell out of there.
Yeah, he had to get Glimmer Cape, so the help comes through from Liquid, but after that fight, you kind of have to recompose yourselves if you're Liquid. Say, let's just go back to Roche. Let's get that advantage again. And Fnatic, they should have their abilities coming off cooldown, but I don't think Liquid will make the same mistake twice, or at least they shouldn't be in that poor positioning. And you said it, I don't think the positioning was actually that poor, but it was just Ohio who came through in the clutch. They had everything in that fight. They comboed it up beautifully, and they're going to try to go for it again here in Roche. You can see Mushi, Shadow Bladed, Silver Edged up. He's got the Iron Chill on as well. Roche is dropping low. Elder Dragon Form comes out with Fata. Boulder Smash kicks through, doesn't hit. Roche is down, and Matumba Man will pick up the Aegis. Sleight of Fist comes through, but nothing there. Only a little bit of chip damage to Matumba Man, and Fata will walk back up the river looking for more. They're on the hunt. Mushi maybe in trouble. The Boulder Smash from Drax wide to the right this time. Fata's still chasing. The armlet toggled up, ready to go on the front lines. Gets the Earth Spike. No Aegis. They gave it to Matumba Man this time, I believe. I think. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, Fnatic were just short of the Ghost Ship cooldown. It's also very hard to initiate. Liquid didn't overcommit heroes into the pit. You had the Dragon Knight scouting in the Silver Edge form, looking around, and they're going to see Fata here.
Can they bring him down? He's so damn tanky. The Ice Blast is going to come in the vacuum wall on top of it. Drax, Ghost Ship, Fata's dropping low. Can they bring him down? Impetus hits the right click. It's not even the Impetus, it's just the Javelins, and now Matumba Man has been caught in a bad spot. 3-4-3, Impetus hit, 4-staff forward, looking for Matumba Man. Gets the uphill miss, though. He won't take nearly enough damage to go down, but Fata is dead for another 73 seconds. Of Fnatic find another huge kill that nets them 1,200 gold for one hero, gods.
4k HP Dragon Knight with 30-ish armor, maybe more with the Vlads. They can kill him, apparently.
Well, it costs 5 heroes in a vac wall, but yes.
Oh, you kill him, then you win the subsequent fight, I feel. The DK with that short Dragon Tail cooldown, just his general damage output, very essential. And if they kill Matumba Man there, he respawns without Shapeshift. That was almost a second kill on the carry of Team Liquid, so suddenly things not looking so clear-cut here. In game number 1, although mid 1 at top.
Again, he's going to get caught.
Great silence.
Silence is going to come out. Mind control, last right click will get the job done. Geomagnetic grip comes through.
Just great understanding of how to initiate that gank. A lot of players would have gone for like a stun or something there, but you could always... The stun moves so slowly, you may be able to react and either remnant away, slide a fist dodge it, so... Great understanding of the safest way to get that kill.
Jirac sets it up, and so again, mid one, who needs to be that late game carry for Fnatic. Mushi's doing his part, but I think mid one has to be the big hero for them, and he's down for 50 seconds again. He's died 3 or 4 times like that, where he just gets caught out of position farming these lanes. You have to be risky with your farm, but I'm not sure this risky is really what you need for mid one at this point.
Yeah, that's 8 deaths on the Fnatic carry player. And playing that key late game hero who can stall out the game, defend high ground, and secure your team fight just with his sleight of fist spam is a bit worrying.
I think he's going for a Lincoln Sphere. He has a Perseverance.
Yeah,
so,
I'd be very surprised by like a double Battle Fury.
I mean, that's fine against the Dragon Tail, but there is still the Geomagnetic Grip that he has to worry about too. That's not easy. I mean, what can you get? You can maybe get like a Manta. You don't want to get BKB on an Ember Spear for sure. Perseverance might be your best option, but you still have to deal with that grip. So I don't know.
I think it's the right choice, but the other alternative is just going damage and just saying, look, if I get silence or whatever, I'm gonna die. Let's just go pure damage. And the fact he's just been sitting on a casual Perseverance for as long as he has is really detrimental for Fnatic, because these fights, if he just had a Crystallis, he'd be dishing out more damage before dying. Perseverance gives him nothing in a team fight. That's a 1,800 gold investment for nothing. It's purely for like the future fights because it builds towards the Lincoln Sphere, but he's died so many times, he's been picked off enough that he's going to be kind of regretting this item choice.
Fnatic will smoke up again. They'll look towards Kuroki, who's the next closest choice for them. They would like to get the kill on Matama Man, but he's up there with mind control as well. Mid one smoke will break. He uses the sleight of fist, can't find it. Kuroki uses the Glimmer Cape. Do they see him? Mushi's still silver edged up. He's on the hunt. He's going to go up to the high ground. Still doesn't have the vision, it looks like. And they're going to walk right past him back into the lane. They can't find anything. Mid one is still hunting, by the way. Sleight of fist, but he's going to find the wolves, and that's about it. In fact, he doesn't even see them. He's in trouble. He's going to get Dragon Tail up mid one. Not again. The Ice Blast to silence. He is just caught out of position too many times, and he's dead this time for 75 with no buyback.
I think the really hard part for Fnatic in a situation like this is your young player. This is the newcomer to the team who can be a bit more emotional. So if you're sitting like next to him, you're like, what do you actually say to calm him down? Because he's it's snowballing. Like one death is just turning into a couple more deaths. He's making the same mistakes over and over again. Normally it happens once and you're like, okay, the player learns. You don't have to say anything. But when it's happened 3 or 4 times, you start to feel a pressure where you need to say something to him, but you also don't want to completely draw too much attention to the fact that he's playing as poorly as he is. So I think from a team mentality point of view, Fnatic's in a really rough place because of mid one's play right now.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's 9 deaths to his name at this point for Fnatic's mid one, and it might get worse before it gets better. They still have the late game potential coming out, but now there is a BKB up, or at least very close to a BKB for the DK. In fact, he has it now. So you have, let's see here, like 30 to 40 armor, depending on what the AC or and what have you. You have the Heart of Trask, which is about 4k HP with your armlet toggled, and now you have a BKB. So what you killed him before with was wall, maybe the wombo combo. How do you bring him down now? Like, what do you do?
You've got to, just keep him perma disabled and prevent the BKB coming off. So initiating with the X is not really a feasible option anymore. You've got to probably just suicide your Lion by sending him in for a Blink Hex / Impale. And that's assuming you want to go on Fata, and it may become more the Lycan of Matumba Man who you have to initiate on. But again, it's still going to be a Hyos Darks who has to make these big plays, get off the wall on multiple heroes. You need, by multiple heroes, I mean the Lycan and the DK. If you can get a DK Dragon Form Illusion as well as a Lycan Illusion, that's a free AC Vladzora for your team. It's also a very hard-hitting DK that you can give your team. And the Nature's Prophet Illusion would also be great, although a bit harder to get because of Mind Control, who's always going to be positioning himself on the outskirts of a fight. But getting those 2 frontliners in your vacuum wall is like the bare minimum for a Hyo.
Well, Fnatic have done it before with that last team fight down bottom, but can they do it again? It's going to be a lot harder this time around. They're looking for Mind Control. Maybe they will find a pick off themselves, but he just Shadow Blades out. He Silver Edges away. They know, especially with mid one pushing up now. Liquid are counter smoke. They're looking towards mid lane. DJ might be the target. He does not have buyback. He's going to head with his team towards that top lane. They should avoid this gank. They're going to go all the way back into their base. They have no idea right now where Liquid are. They're about to break the smoke, but that's it. So
a lot of Fnatic investment into Sentry Wards, but we're kind of at that point where you just need to buy a gem when you're versing 2 Silver Edges. This is the late game stage where just taking out opposing observer wards is so essential. So really feels like the next step for the supports of Fnatic, probably just the Lion when he has 900 gold is going to be to pick up a gem.
Yep.
Enchantress 343 looking to complete the ag still.
Yeah, this is the hard part for Fnatic. They're starting to get choked out. You have the Nature's Prophet constantly TPing to other lanes. Everyone else is farming. For Fnatic, they're not farming their own jungle, really. It's just mid1 who's going out to these lanes, and it's very dangerous for him to do that right now, especially with what you talked about. I mean, he already has 9 deaths to his name, so he can't really afford to die again, but Mushi's going to walk up. They're just going to every lane that mind control is in, and he just backs up the perfect time, too. He just makes it away. And now he's a full Bloodthorn, so okay. Most expensive of the game, purchased, done. Oh. Got that off the list.
Yeah, I was seeing him with the crit, thinking he may just go into a data list, but yeah, Bloodthorn is going to be a very dangerous item. There is a Lincoln Sphere finally on mid-1. We're talking 41 minutes in the game, he picks this item up, and Nature's Prophet will need someone to break that. Could look to do so with the Sprout, but with the cast time, it's not exactly reliable when going for that initiation onto an Ember Spirit.
This is the point where you think if you're mid-1, Daedalus at some point in time, or not Daedalus, even Rapier at some point in time might be your best option.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's tough.
Yeah, this is feeling like a game where Fnatic needed to go 60, 70 minutes. Liquid probably want to end it soon, but even if it goes late game, they're still the ones who are slightly in a better position. But like, it gets better the longer it goes.
Mid1 walks into the entire team. He actually gets out of time. Back wall, it's there. It's just the wall on top of it. DJ, though, almost going to go down. In fact, will to the last right click of Fox. The Corrosive Breath doing the job there. 343 is backing away the Nature's Tenants, healing him up. But Tumba Man is here, and he's got his newly minted BKB. They want to fight. Can they find any more? Good X marks. He might pop the BKB just to go to work on Mushi. In fact, no, he won't. Mushi pops his own BKB. The right click from Botset will slow him down, but can't do enough damage. They're going to go up to the high ground. Botset's just running through. They can't bring him down. BKB is on cooldown for the time being. X-Marks will go. He's going to get Glimmer Cape, but Torrent will come out. And they're just going to finish this off this mid-set of racks here.
Whether they go top is going to be the next, or top or bottom is the next big question. But Tumberman still with his fresh BKB, 10-second duration. They've got no wall for a little bit, or for 60 seconds here, so it's just the vacuum ghost ship. And Fnatic look like they want to use it.
And there's the vacuum. There's going to be Shiva's guard on top. Ghost Ship will come through, but Matama Man pops the BKB. They lose the Ancient Apparition. Not a big loss so far for Liquid, but they're going to go right to work on Mushi. He will fall instantly. Foss is going to town, pushing them all back. The Crimson Guard was up. They did not want to dive up to the high ground underneath that tier 3 tower. And Liquid are more than happy with that trade. And they'll back up pretty happy and secure and probably just wait for maybe the next Roche, or who knows.
Yeah, Roshan could be up in their minds anytime soon, so there's no point trying to risk going for a second lane of racks before you get an Aegis cheese. Ideally for them, it would happen during Mushi's respawn time, but they're not going to be quite so fortunate. Mind control at top, he breaks it with the Wrath!
Not again, he's going to get caught out this time with the Bloodthorn. Can he get out in time? The silence will come through, Remnants away. The Flame Guard keeps him alive. He had popped it before, and actually keeps him up and alive, and that is just so huge. You cannot afford another death like that, but that's just the power of mind control right now. He had a great laning phase. He's transitioned it to a great game overall. It's so tough.
With the Silver Edge, it looks like he's quick enough that the Wrath of Nature into Bloodthorn is a good enough initiation tool onto mid-1, and luckily mid-1 is just as quick with the Battle Fury out of the Sprout to not take too much damage from the right clicks.
A couple of Aghanim Scepters coming out. An important one being the Jirax Earth Spirit. That's, I think, a huge pickup for him.
I mean, it was hard enough to kill the DK already.
Yeah, and he's going to use the Magnetize. Silence comes out. He is able to remnant away again, so mid-1 goes from one extreme to the other, almost dying twice, and somehow lives both times.
There's so many hero combos that can threaten him is the problem. Like, he goes top, and it's a solo Nature's Prophet, forcing him to remnant away and almost killing him. He goes bottom, it's a 2-hero duo of Dragon Knight plus Earth Spirit. Anywhere he goes, it's not like Liquid need to bring 3 or 4 heroes, it's just 1 or 2.
Liquid, they are considered top 3, maybe even some would consider top in this tournament for a reason. They are world-class, and they are showing it why against Fnatic. The game is not over yet. We've seen that wombo combo potential from Fnatic, but Liquid really, all they want to do is find one of those other pickoffs again on mid-1 or whoever, go for Roche, get the Aegis, and then push down that tower, bottom or top.
Yeah, and you get something like a crit Daedalus on Mushi, and all it's going to take is that one big Tidebringer cleave to turn the scales of this game. Similarly with mid-1, you get a great vacuum combo off, you hit a sleight of fist, you get some crits in there, and suddenly it's Liquid taking a ton of damage, so.
Yeah, mid-1, he's resorted to creep cutting right now, which I don't fault him for, but he needs to leave pretty much instantly. He'll blink into the tree line and TP out, and he'll make it away. He should be fine. Yep. All right. I mean, that'll keep this game drawn out. And you talked about it. It's going to take time for them to get those items, those Daedalus, those big cleaves coming out for both mid one and him. So if they can get to 60 minutes, maybe there's a possibility, a chance. They're only one set of racks down, but for Fnatic, they are in such a bad position. And now it is Roche back up for Liquid, and they're ready to do it.
They could theoretically contest it with their AoE wombo combo, but Liquid kill it incredibly fast.
Yeah, he's already down to half health right now. Liquid are going to bring this down. They're going to give the Aegis probably to mind control, I'd say. The Ghost Ship's going to come out. They're going to jump in, Sleight of Fist, Fury Change, but Matuma low. He's got the snatch coming out. The Lincoln Spear is popped, however. He's got that second life. Looking for Matuma. They can't bring him down. Rolling Boulder misses. He gets it done from 3-4-3. Fata on the backside. Going to work, coming in. They're doing a lot of damage. Aegis is now done. Mid one will respawn and be back into the fray. And Mushi's going to get brought down by Fatu. Gets a triple kill. This DK is too damn big. That was the best case scenario for Fnatic, I think, in that situation. And they'll lose a fourth on top of it with a Bloodthorn. Easy kill from Mind Control, dishing out the damage. They get 2k gold in exchange. It was such a solid play for mid one, but it's not enough, gods.
They get, yeah, like you say, the best case scenario initiation out of like their Kunkka and like Ember Spirit at least. They get the Aegis steal from Ember Spirit. Kunkka hits the boat torrent blind onto the Lycan in the Roche pit, allowing the Enchantress to get the kill, but it's not enough.
Man, they're going to go straight for the Rax bottom. They have buyback on Mushi. Mid one's still alive. They've bought back on the Darkseer. No wall up for a couple of seconds. They're going to come in with mid one, throw up the Sleight of Fist, Searing Chains, but Fata is so damn tanky, it doesn't matter. Mind Control looks for the Orchid or the Bloodthorn Silence, gets it off, but he was able to get out in time. Now Fata walks up. Ohio in trouble, can't afford to die. They'll get off the Ghost Ship. It comes through. Ohio's in trouble. He might shatter, actually. Pops the Crimson Guard. The last couple of right clicks should get the job done for Mind Control. Can he get there? The Surge through. He might actually survive. Mushi pops his BKB. Drax going to town with mid one. He's too far off, and Fata gets off the Dragon Tail. Breathe Fire, not enough. There's going to be the Ghost Ship comes out, but Fata actually, rather than Torrent, it's not enough. He pops the BKB. They want Mushi. They're going to find him with a Cold Feet. Mid one about to fall. Solo. Remnant's back. Stays alive. The Impetus doing work. Mind Control pushes him all back in the base. Fata's low. They actually get him in stone form. He stays alive from Jirax. He will get up in just a couple of seconds here. He's going to reach him with a Heart of Stress with a finger. They have to blow him up. Dead for 98. They buy back on Mind Control. Mid one looking for more, looking for blood. Here's Mind Control. He gets off the Bloodthorn. Orchid Silence. Still in trouble, but DJ gets off the Hex. Ice Blast coming through. Wall is up, but Tumaman is here, though. He's got his shapeshift. The BKB brings down another. Darkseer is dead for 93 seconds. DJ getting chased down. The Claws of the Lycan going to work. Kuroki is able to get the job done there. 3-4-3 as well. Getting slapped down by this Lycan. One more right click. He doesn't even care about the untouchable, and Fox is going to come back in. It is a bloodbath. Buybacks everywhere. This time onto 3-4-3 as well as DJ. They do kill Mind Control a second time. He is down for 104 seconds, and somehow, I don't think they hold, but they kind of keep the game.
Everybody loses.
not a great hold, but
how
whatever.
does a Lion lose 1770 gold? Like, what? How's that? That's a brutal stage of the game if you can lose 700 gold on a Lion. I'm not sure that team I don't think that team might recap necessarily entirely accurate. I'm gonna have to take that one to the judges.
How does he even have that much money at this point in the game?
Yeah, that's like a good chunk of his net worth. Maybe a gem drop or something.
Well, that was. I mean, they kept. I think they kept the Rax alive bottom. I thought they lost it, but they kept it up.
And that's. I mean, hurts Liquid a lot more. They die back on Nature's Prophet. The Dragon Knight buys back and doesn't get anything.
I want to see the buyback status. That is the one important thing that I want to see. Because did everyone buy back in that fight? Because that's what it looks like to me. There's what, 5, 6, 7? Yeah, a ridiculous number. Do not have buyback. That's actually insane.
Yeah, and the bigger picture of that fight is told, like, the net worth swing has gone about 5,000-6,000 in Fnatic's favor, well, towards their direction. I mean, they're still very far behind, don't get me wrong, but...
They have the Daedalus now, at least for mid one. That's the big item. They could use a bit more damage or more armor reduction, one of the two.
Yeah, there's so much armor on the side of Liquid. When you've got AC plus Vlads, you've got DK, who's just naturally high armor as well. Nature's Prophet, 18 armor, not bad. So the Ember Spirit still feels like he's going to need a Rapier this game. That's what it's going to come down to. I don't see a Fnatic win that doesn't involve an Ember Rapier. Or a Kunkka Rapier, I guess, is the other
or both.
kind of crazy combo. Yeah. And Kunkka's picked up a Talisman, so it looks like we may see something like just a Halberd. And he's recognized that there's no one on the... Liquid have a ton of right-click damage, but none of their cores really have item slots to go for MKB. But what they do have is the Bloodthorn, so they can bypass the evasion using that.
Enchant the Wolf. Give me that. 343 is going to send it scouting. Liquid have smoked up, though, and this is going to be crucial. Fnatic, they are about to get caught with their pants down. They are in some trouble if they get wrapped around from behind. They'll see the illusions coming through. They were just picked up or actually activated by Fata. Kuroki will lead the way, and they might actually miss Fnatic here, not seeing that they're towards this bottom lane. Walking up will be Mushi. They will see that he's down here, and they should know that everyone from Fnatic is behind him. Oh, this is very dangerous.
This is dangerous for Liquid considering their buyback status.
Everybody's buyback status, to be
Ember
honest.
has one, and he can always... Oh, he doesn't have boots to travel, though.
Fata. 343, Elder Dragon Form will start this off with the Dragon Tail. Back wall comes out. He gets the illusion. The Ghost Ship comes through. That'll give him the run, but it doesn't hit onto anybody, and they're taking a lot of damage. Magnetizes up. Meanwhile, Fata going toe-to-toe with his own illusion. Back up towards the top area. 343 is getting chopped down by Matuma Man. Again, doesn't care about that untouchable. First die down for 93 seconds. Mushi as well as mid one. Beautiful breathe fire. The right click from Fata chewing through everybody. 3 dead for Fnatic, and Ohio will fall as a 4th. Mind control, Kuroki, everybody dishing out the damage. They even get the courier, I believe, just for good measure.
Like just kicking mind control around with the Jarek's Earth Spirit. He hit a sick 2-hero boulder smash there on the Earth Spirit as he came into the fight. That really sealed the deal for Liquid to win that fight. Mind control was kind of low in a bit of a dangerous spot, but again, it's the Jarek's Earth Spirit just making plays.
And mid one, oh, you need to not be there, I think, even with a Lincoln Sphere. It's a little dangerous. You're one of 2 heroes alive, the other being a lion. There's not much you can really do in this situation.
And Liquid just approaching these fights much better. Since getting team wiped, we haven't seen that vacuum wall again. There's no 3-4 hero vacuum into wall. We haven't seen a Lycan illusion in these fights, and that's the hero that has all the auras. The Vlad's the AC. That's the hero you ideally want to be hitting with the DK. But the DK and Lycan aren't grouping up.
They're corralled into the base, and it looks like this might be the end of game number 1. They're bringing it down to tier 4 towers. Drax walks a bit too far up. He does have buyback. He'll have to use it. The Ancient being chopped down, and it looks like that is GG. Fnatic held on as long as they could, guys, but Liquid just too damn strong with those 3 cores at the late stage of the game.
Well, Liquid get tested a bit there. I think they should be pretty happy with how that game went and the win, other than that one big team wipe at bottom lane. But I think even if they go back and look at the replay, they're going to be like, whoa, Ohio just made a really sick vacuum.
Yeah.
But Fnatic just kind of fell too far behind. Way too many pickoffs on the Ember Spirit. And that's where Liquid really